Hey there, and a happy, what's today? Wednesday? I can't tell. Thursday. I think it's Thursday. Lord have mercy. How come I can't remember that? Anyway, it is probably, I would say, the last uh, gathering, the last video I'm doing for our historic Home Alone, Hunkered Down Home Alone Together Happy Holidays, because you can see the decorations are gone. So I got everything put away. And I felt really good about the way I put things away because, as I told you the other day, I make sure they're clean, I wrap them, and everything goes back. And I have boxes so that when next year comes and it's time to bring them up, bring them back out, they're going to be very well organized. I think sometimes the reason it takes people so much, they have to really talk themselves into either getting out the decorations or putting away the decorations, is they're not really well organized and they don't have a way. But what I didn't tell you the other day is when I put my ornaments away, I always put them in little Ziploc bags. I think maybe I did. I know I told you about the wreaths and stuff, but every ornament, especially the salt sculpture, because those can get icky in humid weather and stuff like that. So Christmas is put away and it's now past the Epiphany. The Advent wreath is gone. Um, and it's kind of bittersweet. I know both when I take the things out and put the things away, I get a little emotional. I'm having to be extremely sentimental. I mean, extremely sentimental. And you think about, wow, another year. And when you get to be my age, you kind of go like, let's see, how many of those we got left? Then again, we're supposed to have eternal life, so who knows what the next adventures would be. But we're past that now, and we're dealing with what happened yesterday. And if we try to go over again the crisis with the Capitol building being stormed by Trump supporters, and the fear and the fact that it is a holy day. It was a celebration of when the wise men came. So we're hoping that in what happened, it is the opportunity to be wise, the opportunity to uh, learn new ways of living so that won't happen again. And I think that's really important. So I think today's little visit is gonna be very short because I didn't really prepare because I was so busy taking down decorations and putting them away ever so carefully, I might say. But let's talk about the new adventure. First of all, we can't go to the day without our National Day calendar. And today is National Bobblehead Day. And I personally am not going to be celebrating that for two reasons. The first one is bobbleheads don't particularly appeal to me. And the second one is everything you got to dust. And I don't need any more stuff to dust. As I was putting things away, do you remember yesterday when I talked about the cleaning mise en place, having everything you needed ready? And one of the things I said to have ready was a bag for stuff to go to Goodwill. And so remember that as you're packing stuff up, putting it away, trying to rearrange stuff, what can you let go? Because anytime you're holding on to something, you are blocking energy. You're blocking the good, especially if there's someone out there that would love what you have and you have it and you don't want it. Something's wrong with that picture. So yes, Cheryl, I did say bobblehead day. You know what I'm talking about. Those little things you put in your car and they not my style. All right. And it's also National Tempura Day. Now, that's another one that I probably won't be participating in. Oh, not that tempura is not delicious. I just don't fry food much anymore. And if you're not familiar with tempura, it's a vegetable that you dip in a sauce and you in a batter and you deep fry it. It's a very light, fluffy batter, but I remember back in the day, especially in the day when I was a meat eater and had a family full of meat eaters, even after I stopped eating meat. But you know how you have dishes on the top shelves and stuff like that. And when I would go to dust them, they would have not a film of dust, but a film of grease and dust. And you think about what that's doing to your body. What about air frying? Well, I don't know if I shared this with you, but over the past 2 weeks, I was looking to get myself an air fryer. Well, I wanted a combination air fryer, convection oven. I figured once my toaster oven went, I figured, oh, let's see what the possibilities are out there. And what I found is as long as I'm living in my precious little cottage, that's not going to happen because an air fryer has to have more room around it to send out the heat and stuff. And my cabinets are low, so I have my countertop, and then I've got a cabinet over it, but it's too low to put in an air fryer. And so my daughter got me a new toaster oven for Christmas, and that'll take it till the time. Now, another thing I do have, and I got it. Remember last year when not last, yeah, it was last year when we first started the Corona confinement thing, and I was making all these new recipes, and I was going to make crackers. I wanted to make crackers, so I went and bought an oil spritzer. So it's where you put the oil in the bottle and you spray stuff. Now that way you can kind of sort of oven fry things without, getting the grease all over everything or having that much grease that's going to be absorbed. So I suppose maybe for a little bit I will finally, after a year, take out that little spritzer thing and figure out what I'm going to do with it. It's all I'm doing right now is dusting it. You know how I feel about that. So, okay, so we're not having tempura today, and we're not having bobbleheads today. Um, it is what it is. Now, remember yesterday I told you I would give you a link to the I would put that life satisfaction wheel in the comments, which I only did just now because I could not upload it. It just the comment section would not allow me to add it, so it just wasn't working. So what I did was I put a link to my Metamusing that I put out the other day, which has a link in it to the life satisfaction wheel. So it's kind of a little journey you go to get to it. But the life satisfaction wheel can be so, so helpful. So I hope you do make the effort to go through that and to go do it. I am going to post my musing on my regular, I don't know, what do you call that? Timeline. And that way you can see that as well. Now, that also, I I used to do it faithfully every week. And then I got involved in videos and being hunkered down at home and working at the campground and everything, and it fell off. So I'm trying to get back to that, which is one of my New Year's things. And in that I talk about now that the hunkered down holidays is done, I feel so blessed by the by your presence every day and by the plan to support each other that I wanted to keep going, especially because hang on a minute, I'm just scrolling down my little notes. Okay. All right. Yeah, Cheryl says hard to believe, almost a year, but we have survived. And I would like to keep surviving, frankly, and I hope you would too. And you're helping me so much by being there and participating with me in the afternoon videos that I'm going to keep them up. I haven't totally locked down a theme or what it's going to look like. I have the ideas jotted down, which is, it always happens in my prayer time. I very often get flooded with ideas about what would be a good thing to do. But I'm thinking of calling it Life on the Light Side. And that will have a few different uh, points. It will be discussing what's going on in the news a little bit and how that affects us and how we can handle it. Because, in all honesty, I'd love to tell you the door to the evil that we've been experiencing was closed. It's not. The stuff is still out there, and we've got a lot of learning to do about how to live in the current state of our world, our country, and what we can do to not just survive it, but thrive in it, and uh, also to cope. We have to learn to cope, and we have to learn how to be active in creating change. So, and to stay light. That's the whole point, is to stay light. The times are dark. I I can't lie to you, but I can tell you that you have control of your mind, so you can try to keep your mind on the light side. And that's how I pray I will be able to help you. Maybe we'll do a joke thing. Maybe we'll do some trivia stuff. Who knows what we can do. But so I'm thinking of Life on the Light Side at this moment. It's kind of nice. See, Cheryl, you agree? That's a good thing. I like that. I like that. So that's the direction we are going to be going in down the road. Um, Maybe a little bit about how to talk to others, how to rebuild peace. Yeah, I was thinking about it. I don't think I mentioned this to you before. Can you imagine? Now, we've had a 5 year buildup of this dissonance in our soul, that if you're an awakened being, and I think if you're watching this, you're an awakened being, or you wouldn't be watching it. You'd say, what a pile of crap. And you'd just shut it down. But I do believe that you're being called to this the same way I was called to it, to be a light in the world and to see how the world works. So when you are spiritually awakened, you are far more sensitive to things that go on around you. And if you are spending some time in the higher quadrants of consciousness, which we talk about in the Rise of the False Gods book, but it's a matter of lifting yourself and spending more time in your higher state of being a spiritual being, having a human experience instead of a human being that has occasional spiritual experiences, you see. But when you're like that, when you're at that point, and you can see things like the obvious effects that are going on. You can feel it in your soul that this isn't right. You can feel it in your soul that discrimination isn't right. You may feel it in your soul that there's stuff that's happening in the world that you're the only one that thinks there's something off there. And that's okay. You really know you're on your path when you can stay grounded in what you believe in your heart and soul, and have confidence in your heart and soul of what that means, no matter what other people are thinking. Um, as far as my spirituality goes, or actually even like being a minister, I really, really got grounded in that more in the past few years than ever. I believed it, but I was always, nervous someone's going to have an attitude with me. I'd try to defend it all the time. I don't try to defend it anymore. Either you like what I say, it speaks to you, and you want to try to apply that in your life, or you don't, and I'm okay either way. because I do believe that we are like beacons of light, beacons of light. And when people are in darkness, they seek out a beacon of light. Okay. I had an experience along that line at least 45 years ago or maybe more. And that was in the days when I was very active in belly dancing. Ooh, people go, oh, belly dancing, hoochie coochie. You know, real belly dancing is not hoochie coochie. Real belly dancing is an ethnic expression of life, and the different stages of the dance explain different aspects. They wordlessly, you know that thing about a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, it's kind of like that. Uno momento. That as we dance, like in the beginning of the dance, it's fast and happy. You know, the dancer comes out and dances, and then they slow down. And as they slow down, they take off their veil. Now, taking off the veil does not mean you're getting naked. What it means is the dancer is now using this veil as a tool to talk about, wordlessly talk about the secrets and mysteries of life. And then after that, oh, there may be a little bit about the shimmies, and the shimmies are all just about how life it can be joyful. And that's usually followed by the dancer dropping to the floor and doing their floor work. Now, the floor work really represents the sad part of life, the pressures, the weights, the living with hard times. And then after that's done, the dancer comes back up and does what's called the cachemar. And it's a very happy, it's the ending of the dance. And then it's over. But you see, so what's happening is telling a story. Well, because a lot of people were considering that belly dancing was hoochie coochie, it was stripping, it was sexual, it was sensual, not sexual. And when I danced, I performed publicly. I used to dance for churches, for Middle Eastern churches. And when I danced, I smiled every bit as much at all the women as I did the men. But I had this fear, you know, good little Catholic girl going out there. Now they were Eastern Rite Catholic churches, but it didn't matter whether I was dancing in a club or dancing anywhere. And I remember one day I was standing on the side waiting to be called out to dance. And you know that judge voice inside of you, it's not your conscience, it's a judge voice. And it said, oh, you know, how can you be doing this? You call yourself a good Catholic, a Christian woman, you know, and you're out there shaking your butt half naked. Well, first of all, I wasn't half naked, not even close. But I had that thing, and I said, you know what? God does my heart. God knows what's in my heart. And God knows that as I'm getting ready to go out there to dance, I am going out there to put smiles on people's faces, to share the story of life with my dance. And that's what I did. And but I had to get to that point where I don't have to be ashamed of what I'm doing. I'm doing a good thing. This is an art form. I mean, I danced at Wesleyan University here in Middletown, Connecticut, in their arts festivals. You know, but but this is where you want to be. You want to be in a place where what you think, what you feel, and what you believe, what's the most important thing is that you're good with it and God's good with it. And if you got that, you don't need anything else. So we're still, let's take it to our issues today. We still have the political issues. We still have friends and family members who think differently than we do. None of that happened because we now have a shift in the balance of our government. And I'm praying we have a higher consciousness about to move into it. But we always want to look at, how did we get where we were? We were in one of the most dangerous positions our country has ever been in yesterday. There was an attack by domestic terrorists. Domestic terrorists, that means your neighbors, your friends. So, and it was dangerous. It could have worked. It could have worked, but it didn't. Our democracy stood strong. And our democracy is going to be as strong as each one of us is. You know, the real battle we're fighting here right now is ignorance. And what's worse than ignorance is ignorance, which means you know, but you don't care. And you're going to do what you want to do anyway. It's first of all, many of us are ignorant about how the government works. We might have gone to school, done our thing, like I would probably be writing whatever boy's name that I currently have a crush on my books and papers and stuff like that, instead of listening. Um, our classes really weren't very exciting. I have to tell you that. Everything was by the book and no exciting stories. And really, it's an exciting story. But anyway, let me not to get off track again. Um, and I did. I got so far off track, I forgot where I was. I guess just basically saying, oh yes, we have too much ignorance. We don't know, so we have to inform ourselves. What's really bothering me right now is that through all this, through constant, ongoing, verifiable lies, nobody is stopping it. And nobody comes right out and calls him out and says, "Oh, so there's a lot of voter fraud, massive voter fraud. Tell me, where is it? Can you give me the papers?" Everybody knows they can't do it, but nobody calls him out on it. Nobody calls him out and says, "What are you talking about?" Oh, the metrics for when we're going to, change how we're going to open the country. This is a whole year ago. We're talking about this stuff. Oh, where are the metrics? Oh, they're right here. Well, baby, you better get them out here and put them on paper, because we have to know what the plan is. And the fact is, there is no plan. And so it got worse and worse and worse. Okay, I was crepe hanging. Let me take down all the crepe I hung up. Okay, put it over there. Because the future is as bright as we make it, but we're going to make it through enlightenment. That's why I want to do my little afternoon things called Life on the Light Side. That does not mean we're going to have political lessons every day. It's not like politics will never show up. It doesn't mean that, it's going to be some kind of religious hoo-ha thing. It's not the religion may show up. Who knows what's going to show up as we are going to move forward in this year to Life on the Light Side. So I think I am going to, I'm not going to do a video tomorrow. I'm not going to do a video over the weekend unless something happens, needs my attention. And if it does, I'm going to be right there. If I got something to say to you, baby, I'm going to click that, go live. But so Monday, let's look at Monday. We will jot it down in our little day book that we're going to get together and start a new adventure with Life on the Light Side. Until then, have a great weekend. Oh, I forgot to say, you really got to take care of yourself. Okay? I haven't been drinking enough water, and especially when you're stressed, extra things you need are lots and lots of water, plenty of sleep, and leafy green vegetables. Green vegetables are a plus because you need those B vitamins to help you stay strong. Okay? So take good care of yourself, and I can't wait to see you Monday with whatever that's going to hold. So until then, God bless you. Good. And have a bright, beautiful, better than average day. Bye bye.